I listened carefully and heard him saying, Labubu. He spoke like a toddler who just learned to talk. Labubu.
I ain't gonna lie, he is channeling his inner demon when he says that he's chanting, like he's hyping him up.
I screamed while stepping back in caution. His footsteps picked up behind me. You made Labubu sad, he called out.
Yeah,
I didn't waste a second more. I turned and started sprinting.
He
I could hear him chasing me. His steps weren't even footsteps anymore. They were loud, heavy thuds, like someone running unevenly or low to the ground. He was screaming that I offended him by insulting his soulmate. My dorm was a block away. I ran across the lawn, fumbling with my keycard.
He got them long
I slammed on the door
too.
and swiped my keycard. At the first try, the reader flashed red. Mason was inches away. With shaking hands, I swiped again, and finally, it turned green. I yanked the door open and slammed it behind me, locking it just as his footsteps reached the pavement. He was standing right outside. I could see him through the glass on the door.
Hello Wine Squad, welcome back to this channel. If you don't know who I am WineLights, and today you guys, we're going to be reacting to 3 more short horror animated stories. Now today's video is actually on 3 true Labubu doll horror stories animated. Please shout out to IMR Scary Tales for actually uploading this. I'm gonna have a link to this video down below in the description area so you guys can click on it and watch it for yourselves. But for now, go ahead and grab your snacks, grab your drinks, and maybe grab your Labubu too and sit back and relax. I don't know. I don't have a Labubu. I have little babies. Oh yeah, by the way, I can show you real quick, you guys. I got this little baby. I got this little baby. And I got 2 more little babies. Let me show you real quick. Just real quick, and then we're going to get into it. These 2. Alright, you guys. Now, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, here we go.
Dating beyond 30 is strange. You're too old for the seduction games, yet too young to quit. That's when I tried a local dating app recommended by a friend of mine. I matched with a 29-year-old girl named Claire. She was a brunette with big green eyes and a charming smile. We met at this charming, small cocktail bar down the block.
Is it really charming?
At first, I assumed it would be awkward, like every previous date I'd been on. But Claire,
if it's every other,
let's just say she seemed different. When I got in, she was already waiting for me at the table, dressed in this cute red skirt paired with a white tank top.
Her eyes are like
she smiled, and I smiled back. We hit it off instantly. She was smart and witty and made good jokes instead of boring small talk. And she listened. What more can a man ask for, right? After a couple of drinks, I asked if she wanted to return to my apartment. She did not hesitate. I live alone in a decent flat on the top floor with an open layout. When we entered, she complimented the artwork, lighting, and even my playlist. But then she glanced at my bookshelves, which were mostly empty other than a handful of books.
You don't collect Labubu?
I knew it.
What?
Labubu.
Labubu,
the designer toys? You've never seen them?
She got out her phone and showed me her wallpaper. It was of a wide-eyed, sharp-toothed small creature that resembled a hybrid between a rabbit and a goblin. Yeah, that one looks kind of scary. Mine are She then started scrolling her album and showed me photo after photo of glass cases loaded with toys. There were various colors, sizes, and expressions. Some were smiling while others were snarling.
She got some.
I have over 70, and each one is unique.
I'm gonna turn it down
I tried not to laugh. Unique?
You think it's funny?
And
that's disrespectful.
Honestly, they resemble devil rabbits. Probably the creepiest toys I've ever seen. Suddenly, her smile faded, her eyebrows furrowed, as if I had deeply offended her.
Because
they're gorgeous.
She said,
simply don't get it.
They are.
I shrugged and thought the best way to diffuse the situation would be to play cool. Okay, sure. To each their own.
But yeah,
she stared at me for a second, and I could sense something had changed in her. She was no more the person she was last hour.
How can you not like them?
She inquired, as if she was giving me a second chance to rethink. I chuckled. Honestly, if I ever saw one of those in my house, I'd probably burn it. That was the exact moment when everything went awry.
Why do you have
Her
them
expression
angles?
went blank. Her pupils dilated, making her eyes scarier. She stood up slowly and walked to my kitchen counter without saying anything. I watched her pick up the sharp knife that I had left out while cutting limes earlier.
Why would you leave
I
that out?
laughed
Yeah,
nervously.
idiot.
Okay, are you doing something right now? 'Cause she shushed me, putting the knife
Yeah.
on her lips.
I brought you one.
She
Told you.
whispered.
I knew it.
What? She dug into her large tote bag and took out a miniature Labubu figure, jet black with scarlet
Oh,
eyes.
wow.
She placed it on the counter,
She's finna
close
cut
to
it
the
up?
knife.
I wanted him to meet you.
Oh.
I felt my chest tightening. Okay, Claire, enough of your jokes. Put the knife down. She did not move. Her eyes twitched like she was trying too hard to control herself. Then, in a low, shaking voice,
What?
she spoke.
He heard what you said. You should apologize.
I backed up, totally furious now. I'm
She's
not apologizing
crazy.
to some crappy toy.
But he's also
Just
crazy
Miss
too.
Psycho is obsessed with it. My phone was on the couch about 10 feet away. I tried to remain cool. Look, it's late. You should
No.
probably leave. She suddenly lunged.
Ooh.
I was ready to dodge, but
You
she
gonna kick her?
sliced my arm open and then started screaming about how I
Oh,
should apologize to
dang.
her Labubu.
She said
I lurched
apologize.
backward, nearly tripping over the coffee table.
Goofy, you
I
coulda-
grabbed my phone and locked myself
Real
in the bathroom.
quick.
I stood against the door while she kept
Self-defense.
kicking and banging on it like some maniac.
She might stab
I dialed
it, too.
911. My hands were shaking. I informed them that a woman I had brought home was having a breakdown and that I was concerned for my safety. She stopped banging after about a minute, but I did
he
not
played
open
himself.
the door.
He really thought he was going to
I
get the
pushed my
fruit
ear
snacks
against
from
the
her.
wood and listened. I heard whispers.
So desperate.
Her voice indicated that she was speaking to someone. She had stopped yelling or screaming, just whispering. It was terrible. 10
Stay
minutes
off the
later,
mats.
2 police officers arrived. As they got in, I opened the bathroom door just enough and pointed them at Claire, who was now sitting on the couch, clutching the Labubu to her chest like it was her forever treasure. The officers warned her, and then one of them cuffed her. She was bleeding from her hands from thumping on the washroom door too hard. There was cotton everywhere on the couch as she angrily stabbed the pillows. When the cops were taking her away, she kept yelling.
How could anyone hate Labubu?
Her voice echoed in the corridor,
gosh.
louder than it should have been. I
Someone
came out of the
else is
washroom
gonna
and
open
watched
up
her
their
leave.
door.
She did not look at me once.
He's nosy.
It was 3 weeks ago. The cops later informed me that Claire had no criminal record. She is clean. But she was a member of online forums with obsessive fan clubs that treated these toys like
Just because she
living
clean doesn't mean
entities.
she hasn't been doing
They believed
anything
she
that
needed
she shouldn't be
psychiatric
doing.
evaluation.
Exactly.
Claire said, in her defense, that the Labubu line became her new purpose. They told me I could press charges against her,
You
but
might
I
not.
didn't. I knew
Told
they
you.
would send her to some mental institution anyway, so what's the point in making things harder for her? After all,
Yeah,
she was
'cause-
sick, because any obsession that erases your sense of reasoning is a medical problem.
Bruh.
I haven't heard from her since. I just hope she gets all the help she needs. And to
Well, now
all the
you care
Labubu
about her?
fans out there, you guys better stay away from me.
That's crazy.
This happened last
They
Saturday.
jumping. Hey.
I just finished my first 2 weeks of college, and my roommate Liv was determined to drag me to my first frat party. I didn't want
frat
to go.
party, okay.
I barely knew anyone on
first
campus,
one. It's
and the
gonna be
idea
lit.
of being
Hey.
surrounded by drunk strangers didn't
all the
exactly
drinks
thrill
you
me.
want.
But Liv
And dance
had a
the
way
party
of
all you
convincing people. By 9 o'clock p.m., I was
Dang, that's
standing
a huge
outside the
pool.
Alpha Beta frat house, wearing one of her tops, trying not to look completely out of place.
Oh.
The party was loud and chaotic and
They're gonna
smelled
be
like
like, oh, so
spilled
which
beer and sweat.
sorority are you part
Music
of?
blasted from massive speakers in the backyard.
When did you
People
cross?
were dancing, laughing, and playing
He
beer
ain't got
pong.
no shoes on.
I stood near the edge of the crowd, clutching a warm solo cup of jungle juice, pretending to text someone,
Dang.
when I saw
Oh.
this guy sitting alone from the crowd. He was dressed in a green hoodie with hands in his lap and
Was he
dangling his
supposed to be
feet in the
there?
pool.
He looked
While
like a
everyone else was
monster.
trying to
He's
show
like a
off or
wolf.
hook up, he just sat there, watching. I don't know what compelled me to walk over. Maybe
His
it was
aura.
boredom. Maybe it was curiosity.
Yeah.
Mind if I sit here?
He nodded.
He said, yeah,
Sure.
why not?
He said his name was Mason. He was an art
Mason,
major and said
oh.
he didn't really like parties, but came for the energy. There was something about him.
He looked
calm
like a
yet
Labubu.
uncomfortable. We talked about movies, tattoos, and the absurdity of frat life. He wasn't like the other guys here, so I let my guard down. And that was a huge mistake.
You always think that.
Midway through our conversation, he rolled up the sleeve of his hoodie. "Check this out," he said. It was a tattoo on his forearm, a creature, big round eyes, sharp teeth, tiny ears. It looked like a demonic rabbit, cartoonish but disturbing. "This is Labubu," he said, touching the ink gently.
It's upside down
I collect
now.
them, every version. We're kind of like soulmates. I tried laughing, thinking he was joking, but soon realized he was being dead serious.
Oh, aren't those like creepy kid toys?
Kid toys.
He still didn't laugh.
No.
They're misunderstood. People make fun of them just to act cool. I gave an awkward chuckle and stood up.
I gotta go. Bye.
Anyway, I should find Liv.
His eyes followed
He's
me
mad.
as I
He's
walked
like,
away,
how dare you
but he didn't
start a
say
conversation
anything.
with me and then
By
you
midnight,
leave.
the party was dying down. Liv had disappeared with some guy, and I didn't feel like waiting around. My dorm was only a 10-minute walk, and I figured I'd be fine.
You gotta have a
I
second
put in one
friend.
earbud and started heading back. It was a quiet night, empty sidewalks,
No, it took
soft breeze,
over 10
no
minutes.
traffic. I remember
Call a
thinking
ride.
how peaceful it was. In that moment, I told myself that college might turn out to be fun. But all of a sudden, I began feeling nervous.
Someone's following you.
I stopped the music and heard footsteps. Someone was walking behind me. At first, I didn't think much of
funny.
it. Probably just
I would
another
listen to
student
that
heading
late at
home.
night.
But the steps didn't fade.
I'd been listening to
Instead,
something more
they
peaceful.
matched mine.
Maybe some jazz.
When I slowed, they slowed.
Oh, that's
when I
him.
stopped,
He mad
they
at what you
stopped
said
as
earlier.
well.
Y'all got beef
I
now.
turned around.
He gonna
Under a
pop
street
you.
light, maybe 20 feet back,
Yeah.
stood Mason. He was wearing the same hoodie. His arms
Of course
were
he's gonna
stiff
wear
at
the
his
same clothes.
sides.
It's the same night.
His head was slightly tilted.
No, it wasn't
I
tilted
blinked.
until you said it.
Mason?
He didn't speak a word, just smiled. Something about
said, "You
his
remember
smile
my
made me
name."
fear for my life. He then jerked his left shoulder
Wanted,
twice
dead
and
or
started
alive.
chanting
Wait, that's
something.
her.
It took me a moment to hear
She's
exactly
wanted.
what he
What
was
the-
saying. I
the
listened
hell?
carefully and heard him saying, "Labubu." He spoke like a toddler who just learned to talk. Labubu.
I ain't gonna lie, he is
dropped.
channeling his inner
What?
demon when he says that he's chanting, like
want?
it's hyping him
I
up.
screamed while stepping back in caution. His footsteps picked
I'm waiting
up
for him to
behind
yell.
me. "You made Labubu sad," he
ooh.
called out.
Yeah,
I didn't
apologize.
waste a second
dang.
more.
They
I
both
turned
running.
and started sprinting.
Oh, he
I
run
could
faster
hear
than
him
you. He like,
chasing me. His steps
What you-
weren't even
you're running too
footsteps
slow.
anymore. They were loud, heavy thuds, like someone
Yeah.
running unevenly or low to the ground. He was screaming that I offended him by
Told you.
insulting his soulmate. My dorm was a block away. I ran across the lawn,
Dang.
fumbling with my key
Ooh,
card.
he got them long
I slammed on the
strides,
door
too.
and swiped my key card. At the first try, the reader flashed red. Mason was inches away.
Oh, it
With
was my
shaking
wide
hands, I swiped
open.
again, and finally, it turned green. I yanked the door open and slammed it
barely gonna
behind me,
get
locking it just as his footsteps reached the pavement. He was standing right outside.
See? You
I
could
could see
see.
him through the glass on the
Yeah.
door.
And he looked-
His
I was
breathing
gonna
was
say he looked
heavy
sad.
and ragged. His
His
face
eyes are
was
red.
blank, but his eyes looked evil. He leaned close to the door and whispered, "You made Labubu sad. You shouldn't
Sad.
have." I backed away, heart thudding. I grabbed my phone and
No,
called
he
campus
made-
security.
it made
They
him
arrived
sad.
10 minutes later,
He's
but
nowhere to be
Mason
found.
had left by then. I complained to the authority who checked on him, but that freak lied to their face,
Oh,
saying
that's
he
G
never
right
even met me. Since there was no evidence, no actions were taken against him. I thought maybe that would be the end of it.
Ooh.
The next day at around 3
So he
a.m. in the
finessed
morning,
him.
I
He-
heard something slide
'Cause
across
you-
the
you
floor.
snitched.
I sat up. There was an envelope on the ground. Someone had pushed it under my door.
Oh, how did he know?
There was a photo of me in it, taken
did-
earlier that night, sitting by the pool next to Mason. In the bottom
Oh,
corner,
so it wasn't
written in red
him.
ink, were the words, "Labubu remembers." My
Wait, so
hands started
somebody
shaking.
else?
I threw the picture away and
Took a
double-checked the
picture?
lock again. I barely slept. When the sun came up, I packed a bag and
How
went
did he
straight to Liv's
slide
dorm
it
to stay there
underneath
for
the
a few days.
door?
But this morning, Just as I was leaving, I went back to my room to grab my laptop.
It's been
and I almost
rearranged.
screamed when I entered my room.
Is it Labubus in there?
There was a pink Labubu toy sitting on my pillow. Its wide eyes stared directly
That
at
looks
me.
scary.
Its
Got red
jagged
eyes.
teeth stretched in a grin that felt too real. I threw it in the dumpster and changed my dorm. I
Yeah.
don't know what Mason wants. I don't know if he's going to make my life miserable now. But I
Yeah.
do know one thing.
I think
I
he's
should have
trying to.
never laughed at Labubu.
Okay, true.
Grief makes people do strange things. It had been 3 weeks since we lost our baby. One moment,
why
we
gotta
were
start off with
excited
a
first-time
sad
parents. The next,
incident?
we were sitting in a sterile hospital room under fluorescent lights, while a doctor gave us the worst news of our lives.
What
My
now?
wife, Madison, sat there, not crying, just breathing heavily. She changed a lot after that. Most of the time, she wouldn't get out of bed. She would hardly eat or talk. I watched my wife slip into this fog I couldn't pull her from. I tried everything, cooking her favorite meals, playing the
I thought he had a
music she
skirt on
used to
for a
love,
second.
and even
Like
reading
that jeans
aloud from the
skirt.
baby books we
Oh, he's
hadn't had
trying
the
his
heart to
best.
throw away.
Aw.
Nothing worked.
That's so sweet.
Until I brought home a blue Labubu toy.
Yeah, that's our new
Madison
baby.
jokingly said that we'd put it on a shelf in our kids' room and say it was their watchdog. So I bought it off a reseller and gave it to her in the morning. Suddenly,
A
her
reseller?
face lit
It's
up like she came back
overpriced.
to reality. She held it in her arms and
Probably
hugged
started
it to her
talking to her.
chest like it was alive. It seemed like the toy filled this huge void in her.
Yeah.
At first, I was relieved. Anything was better than the blank stare she'd been giving me.
But it's gonna be
But over the
overly-
next several hours,
She's
the
gonna be overly
comfort
obsessed
turned
with
into
it.
something much worse.
Yeah.
Madison wrapped the Labubu
treated
in
like
a
a real
tiny blue
baby.
blanket. In the afternoon, I watched Madison spoon-feed the Labubu applesauce. By evening, she had
can't
placed
eat
it
no
in the crib
applesauce.
that was meant for our child.
Next thing
I
you
couldn't
know.
stand it anymore.
Yeah.
That's not a real child, Madison.
don't say that to
It's
her.
just a toy. She turned her face at me,
See, she
and for
mad.
the first time, I felt scared of my wife. They were bloodshot and filled with disdain.
She is possessed.
Don't talk like that around our son.
I froze.
Son.
Maddie,
Y'all
that's
built
not
a
our
beast.
son. Our son is...
Stop!
Her lips trembled, and for a moment I thought she was
What she
about to
said?
cry. But then her face twisted into rage.
You're just
Oh,
like them.
she's scary.
They said he was gone, but I can still feel him.
Feel him.
Her breathing was getting rapid, and I feared she might do something
Ooh.
hurtful, so I didn't push it further. I
Yep,
told myself
don't.
it was the grief talks, that it would pass, that sleep would help. I was
But it
wrong.
didn't. Exactly.
That night, I woke up to an empty bed.
She not
Madison's creepy
must be in
lullaby
the
was
room.
echoing all around the house. I followed her voice and found her in the nursery. She was patting Labubu like she was putting a baby to sleep. She even rocked it in her arms while continuing the
She need to
lullabies.
get some sleep. It's
the
not good for her
atmosphere dropped
health.
down as I felt a cold shiver in my spine. The
Now,
next
look, I
day,
bet you that Labubu gonna
things
start
got out of
moving a little
hand.
bit.
I could hear Madison talking to the Labubu
What?
in a hushed
You're
tone,
gonna hear
like she
another,
didn't want me to hear her.
We're gonna hear another voice or something.
You don't have to cry. Daddy will hold you soon.
Daddy will hold you soon.
Promise.
Daddy.
What?
I'm no
Yeah.
daddy to some creepy-ass toy.
I told you.
I tried to stop the madness. I tried to take
He
it
said,
away
"Stop
from
this
her.
foolishness."
Maddie, give me the toy. The second I reached for it, she
gonna slap you.
screamed. She scratched my
Oh.
face and we
Ooh.
knocked over the crib in the
Dang,
process.
Lisa.
Her gaze
Yeah.
changed immediately. She pointed at me, going full psychotic, and yelled.
You're trying to kill him again!
I backed away in shock. I
My
should have
dude, you need
called
to call the
someone.
hospital
I know
or
that
something.
now.
Yep.
However, a part of me still believed that I could resolve the situation. So
How?
I waited for the night to fall.
Oh, you gonna snatch
She
it.
calmed down by late afternoon. We didn't speak much. She sat in the rocking chair with the toy wrapped in the baby blanket, humming something under her breath.
This
By
is
10
so
p.m., I was
sad.
exhausted. I lay down and eventually drifted off.
It'd be
When I
like
opened
that.
my eyes again, I couldn't move. My wrists
tied-
and ankles were tied
She
to the
finna
bed
make
frame
you hold
with
'em.
strips of baby clothes, and Madison was standing right next to me holding a scalpel. I'd kept it in the emergency
What the
baby
heck?
kit for cutting tags, medical tape, things like that. I'd forgotten
She
it
found
even
it.
existed. She leaned down
Dang,
and placed
so she
the
went through
Labubu
it
on my
all.
chest.
Told
It
you.
sat there, tiny and motionless, staring up at me with those wide red eyes and razor
Well,
teeth.
the eyes ain't red right now.
What kind of dad are you? Your son has been crying for you all night.
Madison, please! Her hands trembled as she raised the scalpel.
I'll untie you if you kiss him.
I saw
You
one
got to.
small window of opportunity
Yeah.
and took it. I agreed. Madison smiled big once I said yes to her madness.
Yeah.
She set me free, and together we sat on the floor rocking and kissing the
Yeah.
Labubu like it was our child.
Yeah, yeah.
I watched her
She's
laugh,
so
cry,
crazy.
and then laugh again. It was terrifying and painful at
You
the
gotta
same
do what you gotta do,
time.
though.
I made no wrong move until she got
Yeah.
up, saying she needed to put our son in bed. The moment she left the room, I called the paramedics. I
Yep.
watched them take away my wife for psychiatric evaluation. She
But she
became
gonna be like,
frantic
"But
after
he-
being
but he
separated
did it
from the
with
toy
me,
in the
like
hospital.
he rocked
They had
the
to
baby
sedate
with
her
me."
because she was kicking and biting everyone who came near
Oh.
her. After extensive consultations, the doctors suggested taking her to a mental facility in Florida.
What?
Because her violent behavior was increasing rapidly.
In Florida.
It's been
Get
2
buck,
weeks.
get wild.
She's still at the facility. I visit her every week, but she rarely acknowledges me. The
Yeah,
doctors say
he gonna
she's
divorce
detached
her.
from reality, believes the toy is the baby we lost.
It's
They
all your
gave
fault.
me her things in a cardboard box. I haven't opened it yet, but I know what's inside. That twisted little toy.
that you
Every
gave her.
night, I swear I hear something scratching inside the closet. But maybe
That's
that's just in
scary.
my head.
That Labubu said, I'm in your head. Yeah. Alright, Wine Squad, this is going to be the end of my reaction to this animated 3 stories. Honestly, this was really good, but kind of creepy. I thought that the Labubus were going to really be moving, but no, it was the people that were obsessed with the Labubus that were the issue in these stories, and it was realistic, actually. But yes, if you love my personality, enjoy my reaction to this, make sure you hit the thumbs up, you guys, like the like button. Also, comment down below and let me know, do you guys have Labubus or do you not like Labubus? Do you know about Labubus? I want to know down below in the comment section. And if you haven't done so yet, subscribe to this channel too. What are you waiting for? Subscribe to WineLights Reacts for more reaction videos coming to a device near you. And one more thing, you guys, sign up today and become an official Wine Squad member. The link to the membership is down below in the description area, so make sure you click on it and become an official Wine Squad member of this channel. But yes, with that, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next reaction video. Bye!